If you're still pitching one-off AI agents, automations, or tools, you're leaving 90% of the money on the table actually. Here's how I went from selling $500 automations and basically partying 4 nights straight as a DJ in the south of France and Colombia to now closing 10 to 15K AI infrastructure deals that actually run without me. I'm gonna break down exactly how we build and sell AI infrastructure and why this is currently the best model to get premium clients while also making a ton of cash without working 24/7 and still actually having a real life and having a real hobby. Now you'll learn exactly how to design plus price infrastructures that feel like 50K but really cost you $50 a month, the exact funnel plus close structure that we use, and build post hangover battle tested in agency hell. Everyone is basically like selling AI agents for like content outreach or admin, and you probably saw it a lot on YouTube as well. And most of these, by the way, I would not recommend even one bit. Even is basically describing how to sell $1,000 package. Honestly, I did so too. Like I was thinking AI dialers, like they were shots at a pregame, and it was like $500 here, 1K there, but it's just not sustainable. And it didn't really stick. Low margin, high churn, constant selling, and just more clients and more pain, honestly. That's basically where I went into like building the infrastructure and not the features. And what it kind of like mainly consists of is stacking multiple AI workflows like lead flow, nurturing, onboarding, etc. instead of just selling one feature. The clients, they don't really want like tools, they want the transformation. And frame it as like a build and release. So you build it once and after that it runs on its own, right? That's what the people want to see. And as a bonus as well, like you don't need to babysit this once it's set up the right way, right? You can just go DJ at a pool party or in Medellin while it works, kind of like what I started doing. Now, step 2 is to basically pick the right niche. So we basically went through first, like, hey, shifting the offer, and then we were now into picking the niche. So for me, this was real estate, right? This was actually me visiting one of my clients in the Hamptons to do a client success interview. You want to stay away from a lot of saturated plays like sales automation. And you might think like real estate is saturated, and it might be, but there's money in every niche like that. I would say there's still money to be made, but try to go deeper, not wide. Maybe look at like dental, construction, and med spas maybe even as well, which where we're hearing a lot of results from as well. So verticals with cash, lifetime value, and ops chaos, and where there's a quick turnaround as well. Think of it like this: where do founders hate their backend the most? Now, once you've picked your niche, you basically want to sell the gap. Most try to just push AI tools. Now, instead, show the business pain. High no-show rates, add AI texting and call check-ins. Manual intake, build like an AI onboarding system with Miro AI, Make, and OpenAI. Long deal cycles, add deal summaries, urgency bots, and automated follow-up. Basically, sell them almost like an ecosystem. We actually use like webinar funnels to handle 90% of our onboarding. And after that, we did like AI check-ins, text and call, GPT for reminders, and Loom to walk the clients through what they actually just bought without touching a single thing. And then we basically sold them the same system almost. Now, after that, you want to build trust with your assets. And you're probably wondering like, what is that? And your process, VSL, is basically showing the broken machine. Show the fix and try to layer the system, right? We want to map out their lead flow, qualifying, nurturing, calls, close, onboardings, etc. So one thing that we used to do is like, we used to ask real estate agents a bunch of questions on the call, and we already had a plan for them ready of what we're going to do and how to fix it. But after they answer those questions, we would basically have more focus on the things that they actually needed and then package it as one action plan that would basically help them get to their end goal. Now, this would include things such as like OpenAI for like the automations, like Loom AI, GPT for training, Fathom to summarize all the calls, and ChatGPT to only basically extract the key insights from all that footage, right? Instead of just going through all the footage and analyzing everything. And step 5, basically that we got into here, is install and walk away. So we pitch it like this: you'll own it and it'll run without me. And if it breaks, you'll have a dashboard. A lot of times they still maybe need a little bit of maintenance and a little bit of support. And most clients, they literally would prefer to pay more upfront just for that freedom. On the back end, you can always sell like some maintenance fee. The bigger the hat, the longer the till, they always say. So you could think about like a 2 to 3K maintenance fee if you set this up the right way. If you want to build an AI system that actually can close 10K plus deals and actually run without you, just book a call using the link in the description. I'll walk you through exactly how to package, price, and install a build a release model in your own business. Now, after that, basically what we want to come to is like, we look into the client funnel. And first we have like a process VSL, application, and call, no fluff. And this funnel we basically use to actually book the sales calls. the AI is going to actually qualify the leads before the call, and it's actually going to call them up as well just to make sure that these people are real and that your show up rate is actually going to be high enough. This will basically help you from being in the weeds and selling like $1,000 packages to actually chilling on the beach, like you see me right here. Now, to get people in the funnel, of course, we're going to use paid traffic, Meta, YouTube, and setters, or mostly AI setters, and we want to respond within those 5 minutes. Now, for the sales call structure itself, we want to, of course, sell the outcomes and not the hours. We want to frame it as in like, hey, one build, one time, and this will make a huge shift in your sales process and the amount of sales that you're going to do as well. Then you can, of course, layer it into like, hey, optional, we're going to give you a retainer, right? That's kind of going to be like the upsell or ongoing consulting or infra upgrades. Now, you're probably thinking like, why does this scale? Clients engage harder when it's one time and they're not trapped into another retainer. They're also a lot of time they're happier because, for example, in real estate, a lot of real estate agents actually get trapped into retainers or like long contracts, and they don't really like that. Each infra reveals more gaps, like more upsells, and you stay out of the weeds, basically. Now, once we've done the upselling opportunities, we basically want to step into value stacking. For example, a 10K deal, if you set it up the right way, is really like $50 a month in tools, and 2K you could think of like as like a maintenance fee, right? Because the architecture is really the asset. You're not selling prompts, you're selling the vision, the system, and the whole infrastructure. And then basically we come to the last step, which is monetizing the backend. So you want to build like reusable infra by niche, right? So you can license it and you can offer quarterly audits, for example, 2 to 3K a month. And then you can even take it a step further and resell the system IP to consultants in the exact same space. So now you're basically scaling without doing much more yourself at this point. Now, real talk, by the way, like literally one time I closed a 12K deal at 11 a.m. after getting back from like a 4-day, like it was a DJ bender in Colombia. I think it was from Friday to Monday. Little to no sleep. And this was just because the system was so dialed in. My onboarding ran by itself, my Slack was silent, and the team knew exactly what to do. That's when it clicked that I'm the actual founder and not the fireman, right? And the company was still growing at the point as well. If you're done selling AI like it's a side hustle and want to build a real infra with clients that pay 10K plus for it, then hit the link in the description. We'll walk you through your niche, your offer, and how to build your own build and release model step by step.